of it right now. Once I do, I'll have some formalities. I'll ask if you're the same guy who's been charged, and then we'll just take it from there. It's pretty standard
Okay.
questions.
Okay.
All right, welcome to the 186th District Court. Court is in session. This is cause number 2019 CR 10455, State of Texas versus Troy Evans. We're here today for a plea. We're conducting this hearing via video conference using the Zoom application. We're also using YouTube to live stream the proceedings to keep the hearing public. The time now is 9:47 a.m. on the 30th day of June 2021. These proceedings are official. They're on the record and they're being recorded by the official court reporter. Counsel and all present are instructed to act as though you were in court, and all are instructed not to record the proceedings. And if I could have the attorneys make appearances, starting with the state of Texas, please.
Lindsay Shaw for the state.
Stephen Gilmore for defendant.
Sir, are you the same Troy Evans charged by indictment with possession with intent to deliver a controlled substance, penalty group 1, from 4 to 200 grams? Is that you, sir?
Yes.
All right. And then state, we have a number of counts on this indictment. Are we proceeding on all counts?
No, Your Honor, the state is only proceeding on count 2. We'll waive all the remaining counts.
All right. Count 2 is a possession of penalty group 1, controlled substance from 4 to 200. Okay. Mr. Evans, I'm going to use a function of Zoom. It's called share screen. I'm going to show you the indictment in this case and ask you, are you familiar with this document?
Yes.
Did you go over this with your attorney?
Yes.
Did you understand it?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Gilmore, did we waive reading of the indictment?
We waive the reading, Judge.
I'm going to get out of share screen. I'll note that there is a discovery acknowledgement that's been signed and dated by both sides. I'm doing the same and I'm making it a part of the record. Also note that there is an application for community supervision in this case, but when I reviewed the plea bargain, it was showing that there's going to be an agreement there'll be the state's going to be silent on any application for community supervision and to include deferred adjudication. Under the law, that you do not have to have a paper application for deferred adjudication. So I can go ahead and just note on the record there's going to be an oral request for deferred adjudication. I can proceed from there. Any objections, Mr. Gilmore?
No objections, Judge.
All right, thank you. All right, Mr. Evans, I'm going to go back into share screen. I'm going to show you another document. It's called the defendant's consent to plea by video conference. Let me scroll down and use my cursor to circle around electronic signature. Is this yours?
Yes, sir.
By signing this, you're telling me two things. One, you understand that normally we do pleas live in an open court, but that you are consenting to do this plea by video conference. Did you understand that when you signed this?
Yes, sir.
Secondly, your electronic signature here, as well as all the other electronic signatures of yours in the plea packet in front of me, you're telling me that those are valid as if you personally signed them. Did you understand that when you signed this?
Yes, sir.
I approve the consent and I make it a part of the record. We're still in share screen, but now I'm showing you a document called the court's admonishments. I'll scroll through because it's several pages and ask you, are you familiar with this document?
Yes, sir.
Did you go over this with your attorney?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand it?
Yes, I did, sir.
On the bottom of page 3 is electronic signature. Is this yours?
Yes, it is, sir.
I'm going to get out of share screen. By signing the court's admonishments, you're telling me that you understand the court's admonishments and that you understand the rights that are contained within it. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
And that you want to give up those rights. Is that true?
Yes, sir.
And the rights that you're giving up is the right to a trial by jury. You have a right to confront the witnesses against you. You also have the right to remain silent, which includes the right not to incriminate yourself and not plead today. Did you understand that when you signed this?
Yes, sir.
By signing this, you're also telling me you understand the consequences of a plea and the sentencing range for the offense, which is at count 2, which is anywhere from 2 to 20 years in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand that when you signed this?
Yes, I did, sir.
You've applied for deferred adjudication, and there are risks and benefits associated with that. The benefits are, as if it's granted, then you will not be found guilty of the offense at count 2, and instead you'll be placed on community supervision which if you're successful with that, the case is dismissed. But the risks are if you're not successful, you could be revoked. And if you are revoked, then you would be found guilty of the offense at count 2. And then you're subject to the full sentencing range that I just announced. Did you understand that before you applied for deferred adjudication?
Yes, I did, sir.
So essentially 20 years in prison's hanging over your head if you're on deferred adjudication. Do you understand that, sir?
I do, sir.
And do you still wish to apply for deferred adjudication?
Yes, sir.
I approve the waivers that are contained within the court's admonishments and make them a part of the record. Sir, we're going to go back to share screen. I'm going to show you the plea bargain in this case. I'll scroll through for you and ask you, are you familiar with this document?
Yes, I am, sir.
Did you go over this with your attorney?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand it?
Yes, I did, sir.
Electronic signature to the left, I'm using my cursor to circle around. There's another one to the right, I'm using my cursor to circle around. Are these your two signatures?
Yes, sir.
This document details for me your agreement with the state as far as punishment is concerned, and I'll let you know if I'm going to follow this prior to the entry of your plea. Punishment will be assessed with a cap of 5 years in the Texas Department of Criminal Justice with a $1,500 fine. The state is going to be silent on your application for deferred adjudication or your application for community supervision. And then your signature here to the left waives your appeal. Is that your understanding of the plea bargain, sir?
Yes, sir.
And counsel, is that your understanding as well?
It is, Your Honor.
I'm going to get out of share screen. Sir, I am not bound by a plea bargain. I do not have to follow this. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
But if I do follow a plea bargain, then you lose your right to appeal. Do you understand that?
Yes, I do, sir.
And that's true unless I grant you permission to appeal or unless certain motions are filed and ruled upon. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Gilmore, any such rulings in this case?
None, Your Honor.
If I do not follow the plea bargain, then I'll allow you to withdraw the plea and we'll proceed to trial as if this hearing never occurred. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
I'll note again, one of your signatures on the plea bargain waives your appeal. Are you a citizen of the United States?
Yes, I am, sir.
If not, then a plea of guilty or no contest to the offense at count 2 could have serious adverse effects on your immigration status. And I'll note that you certified in the court's admonishments that you are an American citizen. Counsel, do you believe that your client has a factual, rational understanding of the charge pending against him?
I do, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's been able to assist you in the defense?
He has, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's mentally competent to waive rights and enter a plea here today?
He is, Your Honor.
Sir, to the offense listed at count 2 of your indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
Guilty, sir.
Are you pleading guilty because you are guilty?
Yes, sir.
Is there any other purpose as to why you are pleading guilty?
No, sir.
Other than the plea bargain? Did anyone promise you anything in exchange for your plea today?
No, sir.
Did anyone force you or coerce you to plead today?
No, sir.
After going over this case with your attorney, do you believe that pleading here today is in your best interest?
Yes, sir.
Does the state have anything to offer to support the plea?
It offers State's Exhibit 1 and all attachments.
No objections, Judge.
It's admitted. I reviewed State's Exhibit 1 and attachments prior to getting on the record today and find that it is sufficient to support the plea. Sir, I find that your plea was freely, intelligently, and voluntarily made, that there was sufficient evidence to support the plea and that you're mentally competent to enter into such a plea. I'm going to order a pre-sentence investigation report and a TAP evaluation. We'll come back on another day for sentencing. Mr. Evans, in a minute here, we're going to conclude the hearing, but you need to stay on Zoom. You're going to meet with our probation officer so she can go over with you the necessary appointments and such for your pre-sentence investigation report. Is there anything else from either side in regards to the plea?
Nothing from the
Nothing from the state on the plea, Judge. As for the sentencing date, Scott did ask me to request August 26th if possible.
I'm not going to be in charge of that, but we can work that out with the court coordinator on that. All right. This matter is now concluded.